rosemary can be an expensive herb to buy, but the good news is it's very easy to grow at home yourself. So in this video, John's going to talk you through taking semi-ripe cuttings in late summer. He's also going to give you some aftercare tips and some tips on watering, so you too can have a little bit of the med in your own herb garden. Hello, welcome to John Horsey Horticulture. John's been teaching horticulture professionally for over 30 years now, and on this channel we hope we can help you develop your gardening skills by showing you some propagation techniques, by helping you grow some vegetables, by giving you a little bit of pest control and much more. So if you like learning those things and would like to follow us, do press the subscribe button. There's no charge, and don't forget to push the all-important notification bell. It just lets you know every time we upload a new video.
Okay, so we're going to now take cuttings off this piece of rosemary, rosmarinus, although now apparently they called it a salvia, so technically it's salvia rosmarinus, but I think we still all call it rosemary, don't we? What I should have said at the beginning is it's quite important that these cuttings don't dry out. We took them fairly early in the morning to make sure that they were still turgid and they were full of water and they weren't too dry, so they will be alright. But I brought them around here. I wouldn't be working in the full sun, I'm working in the shade for the point of view of the plants. So here we are. We've got my compost. I mean, conventionally we had peat and sand as compost. We're not supposed to use peat anymore, so I tend to sieve a good garden compost and mix that with the sand instead, and that seems to work quite well. Got a bit more nutrients in than peat as well. The other thing I will say is that I'm still using these pots, these plastic pots. I don't want to buy any more plastic pots, but the ones we've got we might as well use to reduce the use of single-use plastic. So I'll use the ones I've got, and when that time runs out, then we'll see what else is available. Hopefully there'll be something in the lungs, or cardboard, or some sort of decomposable pot that we can use for our plants. So here we are for the moment. We've got the plastic one, and here's the compost. We'll fill up the compost, fill up the pot more like that. It's fairly full. I'm going to take a little bit off because I want to leave room for watering, but it will settle when I start to compress the plants anyway. So I use the old chopping board to cut the plants. This one's actually been taken off with a heel. It's what we call a heel cutting, when you get a slither of the old wood. I don't really want that because this is all old wood. There's the sort of semi-ripe cutting. If you look there, you can see the difference in the colour. Where the difference in the colour is, that's where the growth stopped last year. This is all this year's growth, and this is obviously, it started off as softwood and then it hardened, and this is still soft at the top as it pushes up. So what I'm going to do is actually cut just below where the junction is, so you can see that on that node the difference in colour. So let's get my knife and thank you. I get my knife and just trim it off below there. It's a bit tough, this is, but it'll do. There we are. And now just take out the bottom leaves so they don't rot in the soil, and I'm going to take that one out where it starts. You can see where it softens up, where it becomes old wood, new wood. So I'm just going to take that off there. In fact, you'll probably find it won't pop out, but we'll get in there and take that out where it's soft. And there we go, nice little cutting. Again, around the side of the pot like the others. In it goes. Firm it down. Make sure, I'm just pulling it up to make sure that the leaves are out of the compost. I don't want them to rot, and that should give us a nice little plant. Let's find a few more. Again, there's not so obvious where the old wood is here, but it's oh yes, it's there. Look, so we'll take it off there. A bit hard that. I'm going to use secateurs. I'm going to come below that one because I think I've damaged that. Take that off there. Pull that out, and just take the top out. I mean, as well as getting rid of the soft bit, this will mean that when the plant grows, it starts to shoot immediately, so it's bushy. It doesn't become long and leggy. So in it goes, firm down, and there we are. See if we can find a few more on this one. This one's actually is determined to give me a heel cutting, isn't it? So what we'll do is we'll put in the heel cutting and see whether it makes any difference to them rooting. Some people swear by heel cuttings. I don't think it makes a lot of difference myself, but there we are. Trim it off. There's your thing. We'll just take the top out again. Thinking this is not to damage any leaves. There we are. So that's heel cutting. We'll put that on that side, and got room for one more, haven't we? So actually, these are. The thing is, with this piece of wood, you see, I've got lots of small shoots coming out, and they're barely big enough for a cutting. That one might make a cutting, but it's very, very small. We'll give it a chance, shall we? And just pinch the top out like that, and we'll just trim it up. Get the heel tidy, and that's probably as many as I'm going to get from those pieces of wood. Yeah, there we are. Yeah, those are small shoots. They're no good. But there, I've got 4 cuttings of there, and we'll the same sort of thing. Keep them in a give them a good watering, then try and keep them in a very humid atmosphere, close atmosphere. Warm, good light, but not direct sun, because that'll scorch them and they'll die. And we want them to obviously root before they get the good light. Okay, so here are the cuttings. They've been taken, they've been inserted, as we say, firmed in, and now they just need a watering to settle them right in. So you can give them a fairly good drench, because it's going to go right the way through. And as I said, I shan't give them much more out of this. I shall let them encourage them to go out seeking water by not watering them too much, because that was such a well-drained compost. You can see the water's going away very, very quickly. If it wasn't going away quickly, I'd be worried, but it is. That's a nice compost. It's all gone now, apart from that one. No, it's all gone, and that's fine. And I'll share. Put those into the garden room, put a cover over them, and keep an eye on them.
Well, that's all for today, folks. Thank you very much for joining us here in our Somerset garden. We've really enjoyed having you. And if you like that and would like to learn some more, do follow us by pressing the subscribe button. Don't forget to press the all-important notification bell. It just lets you know every time we upload a new video. Until next time.